I very seldom get on here and talk about education and things that I see that are happening. However, I came across a video from Darius Cooks that I want you to watch, and I wanted to weigh in on this video because what he's talking about is a serious problem. Parents. I'm gonna get into it. This video is gonna be a little longer than normal because I just really want to share my heart around this, and then I'll give you a little background of who I am and how I fit into this conversation. So let's watch Darius, and I'll be right back.
So I am on my lunch break. It is, I don't know, 11:30 or something like that. And I just finished a 3-hour class. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence complete to write. I gave them the sentence stems. I basically completed the sentence for them in the model. These are 17 and 18-year-old kids, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I gave them the scenario. We annotated together. I gave them the answers before we even had the problem. And they couldn't do it. I don't know. I simply don't know where the problem is. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls oh God.
I have been teaching for 22 years. I have been a principal, an assistant principal, a department chair, on the curriculum council, a lead teacher. What else is there to do? I've done a little bit of everything. I've seen a little bit of everything. My degree in education allows me to teach pre-K through high school, specifically 9th grade. I can tell you stories. But parents, I am going to share a story with you. But parents, listen, this is a plea from me to you, from the teachers, on behalf of the teachers to you. We need your support. Education doesn't start in the classroom. We're just a supplement to what you do at home. So let me tell you the story. Many years ago, I was teaching 9th grade math. Was it 9th grade? 8th grade math, something. And I had a new student come. He started late. And he came into the classroom and he was there and he participated. And every day I was getting phone calls from the front office for him to come to the office, and they would tell me to tell him that he has paperwork that's outstanding from his parents, that they needed to complete certain paperwork in order for him to be enrolled. Finally, maybe like the fourth or fifth day, he finally goes to the office and he has to come clean because you cannot be in school, you know this, parents, without all the paperwork being completed. This young man, he re-enrolled himself in school in 8th grade. So this was 8th grade math. He re-enrolled himself in school because he did not graduate from high school. And out of his own mouth, he said to me, I re-enrolled myself in school because I wanted to get what I missed the first time. That should not happen. That touched me so much. That should not be the case, where students are missing things and not being able to master things. I could tell you stories. I've had another 9th grader, English language arts. This baby could not read past the 3rd grade level. He would come in my classroom every day and sit with headphones. Of course, I would make him take them off. But he would come in, be disengaged already because he knew the battle that he was going to have trying to read and do 9th grade work on a 3rd grade level. This young man also had a baby. He got someone pregnant. Well, how do I know this? Because I'm cool with my students and I talk to them. I talk to them. I very seldom talk to the parents, but parents, I want to talk to you. In order for this not to be a reality, we need you to partner with us. We need you to do your part at home. And I know that some of you are doing the best you can. This is no slight, but please let me offer some suggestions. Instead of your child being on video games every day, and I know the way that we're going with AI and all that, that's wonderful. But the one thing you need to understand is that the people who made AI, they can read, they can write, they can compute, they can do math. So this is my suggestion, one of many. Instead of them being on games all day and playing outside all day and playing with their friends or even just being in the bed, give them something that's going to challenge them mentally. We, the teachers, we only do a small part. We're only a small piece of the bigger picture. And I feel that sometimes all of this falls on the shoulders of the teachers, which is not right. And I don't believe it's right, and I will never agree with that. You are your child's first teacher. The best thing you could do, and this is, I'm going to end here because I can get on my soapbox, but I want to talk to parents who have babies that have yet to go to school. They have yet to even enter preschool. The very best thing you can do, the first 5 years, the best years you can have to get this stuff in them. Do colors at home. Do math at home. Do letters at home, right? Ask them questions where they have to think about an answer. Something as simple as, because we want to develop higher order thinking. I'm trying not to be all over the place because this is such a passionate topic for me. So instead of asking them yes or no questions, ask them questions where they have to formulate an answer, whether the answer makes sense or not, because you're there to help them to make the answer make sense, right? So for an example, take two balls, BALLS, different colors, and say to them, if I roll these balls, which one do you think will go the farthest? Farthest down, wherever you're rolling it. And then ask them why. And so once you start talking to them like that, this engages something called executive functioning. I'm not even going to get into that because we know our Black and brown students are overdiagnosed, oversubscribed for IEPs. But listen, Linda. Shout out to the person that did that video. Parents, we need to partner. This need not be the case. The final thing is, if you're in Ohio, and most parents know this, but those who have children just entering school, you probably don't. When you get into high school, 9th grade year, what happens is you get a number of credits you have to meet, right? And look it up for your state. If you don't meet those number of credits by the end of the year, then you don't get a diploma. And so that's what happened to that student who sat in my class. He graduated, but he didn't formally graduate. School was over and he re-enrolled in 8th grade by himself. So what happens is you have 4 credits for English a year. That's 16 credits. So say like the student fails the first year of English, then he's short 4 credits, right? But they don't retain you. They don't keep you in the 9th grade. Oh, you're being promoted, right? You're getting promoted, but you're getting promoted now 4 credits short. So then you go 10th grade year and you fail English again. Okay, so let's say your junior and senior year, you're like, let me buckle down, let me get it together. And so then the student starts doing well, so he gets his 8 credits, but he's still short 8 credits. So what happens in the state of Ohio is this: if your student does not graduate with all of the credits they need, then they do not get a diploma. And in order for them to get their diploma, if you will, now they have to enroll in alternative education, which you or somebody has to pay for when they could have done it for free. Okay, that's it. That's it. There's so much more I could say, but parents, we're in this together. We need you. We cannot do this alone. Have a great day. Bye.